Welcome to the Palm Beach Civic Association's annual meeting and end of season celebration. I'm Bob Wright, the chairman and CEO. And by the way, when you walked in, the banquet room, you passed it. Just look in there. There's a picture of the first meeting of the Civic Association 1944. It's not quite, but you'll get the ticket. Go in and see it. You'll love it. You can see it from the walk as you walk by, but just go in and see it. It's quite something. I'd like to begin the program with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We want to thank the directors and the staff of the Henry Morris and Flagler Museum for hosting this event today. Erin Manning is the museum's new executive director. She's succeeding our friend John Blades, who retired in February after 20 years. John, thank you for all your outstanding work, and Erin, welcome. Before taking over in March, Erin Manning was the executive director of the Historical Society of Princeton, New Jersey for 9 years. She earned degrees from the University of Michigan and the College of William and Mary. Erin, would you please come up here and say a few words? There she is.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. Welcome, Mayor. Welcome, elected officials. Welcome, everyone who volunteers their time to make this community great. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be serving this community, and I want to extend a very warm welcome to all of you for being here at the very proud Flagler Museum. I, too, echo the thank you to John Blades, who's such a wonderful spirit, so recognized in the community, and as you all know, I have enormous shoes to fill. I look forward to the challenge, I look forward to the opportunity, and I'm just so proud to have such a great group of volunteers here today. It's Volunteer Appreciation Week. Thank you for all that you do to make this community great, and welcome to the Flagler Museum. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. I'm sure with your background and your energy, you'll do a wonderful job here. I would also like to recognize some special guests we have here with us this morning. Please rise or wave your hand when I call your name. Mayor Gail Coniglio. There's the mayor. Mayor. Council President Pro Tem Richard Clyde. Council Member Danny Hickox. Council Member Bobby Lindsay. Where's Bobby? Oh. Council Member Maggie Zeidman. Palm Beach Town Manager Tom Bradford. Deputy Town Manager Jay Abudishwar. Public Safety Director Kirk Bluen. Former Palm Beach County Commissioner and Civic Association Consultant Karen Marcus. Thank you. Our County Commissioner Hal Valashay. Our other County Commissioner Priscilla Taylor. New County Administrator Virginia Baker. Todd Bonlaren, Palm Beach County Director of Legislative Affairs. County Attorney Denise Neiman. Retiring head of Palm Beach Day Academy, Becky Vanderbogart. New Palm Beach Day Academy head of school, Dr. Edwin Gordon. Candidate for Palm Beach Port Commission, Catherine Waldron. Thanks, Catherine. Candidate for Palm Beach County Property Appraiser, Dorothy Jacks. Representative Louis Frankel was going to speak here this morning for a few minutes. She's been a really solid contributor to many of the activities of the Palm Beach Civic Association. Everybody should know that. And she really got out there on the port issues and dredging and all of that area. She's been very, very strong. She was in a visit to Iraq with troops and others, and she came back late last night, and she's just not able to be in here right at this minute. So we wish her well after her trip to Iraq, by the way. So we also are very fortunate to have the Chief Financial Officer of the state of Florida with us here today. Jeff Atwater grew up in North Palm Beach. He's been a good friend of the Civic Association for many years. He's the state's elected Chief Financial Officer, the State Fire Marshal, and a member of the Florida Cabinet. Jeff, will you please come forward and say good morning?
Appreciate that. Thank you, Bob. What a pleasure to be with you today and with the association again. It's so good to be home and to be with the mayor and our commissioners and representatives. What a pleasure to be with you. Bob asked if I just might take a minute or two to give you a quick state of the state, and I would want you to know I would not trade places with any other state treasurer in the country. So that's the best I can tell you right this second is, out of the 50 states, I hope you'll be proud of what you'll hear now. I'm going to give it in a bit of a trend line, though, so that you can grasp what took place over the financial crisis that hit Florida and our recovery that has taken place. So let me begin this way. In the year 2006, top-line revenue, all of our revenue for the state of Florida, corporate taxes, sales tax, dock stamps, was $27 billion in 2006. In 2006, the median price of a home trading hands from a willing seller was $258,000. In 2006, the unemployment rate was 3.5% in the state of Florida. We had a GDP growth rate that year of 6.7%. We had an average inventory of homes of about 5 months before sale of new construction. And 365,000 people moved to Florida in 2006. Let me take you to 2009. And I'll be quick because I know it still hurts. 2009, the top line revenue for the state of Florida was not $27 billion, it was $21 billion. $6 billion had evaporated in the midst of the crisis. The median price of a home trading hands was not $258,000, it was $121,000. And as you know, the rest of that story, that 44% of all homes now were underwater, 20% of all homes were in foreclosure. So it wasn't 50,000 homes on the market from a willing seller as it was in 2006, it was now 500,000 in foreclosure. The unemployment rate was not 3.5%, it was 11%. The GDP growth rate was not a growth rate of 6.7%, it was actually in decline 6.2%. Those were tough times for all of us, but here would be the choices that were made, and I want to emphasize choices. No enterprise achieves success, certainly not enduring success, without choices, clear choices being made. So the choices that we made during that time were, how could we keep every possible dollar in the hands of the marketplace or in the hands of the individual so that we could bring back the 1 million jobs that had been lost and all those homes that were being challenged and the losses of small businesses across the state. So here's what we did. We began by reducing taxes, which I know to some was of great concern. And we reduced them over and over and over again. Then we began, when we saw the cash flow returning with money in the hands of each household and businesses beginning to get their feet under them, they began to hire again. And then we began to reduce our debt for the state of Florida so that would not be, the debt service would not be a burden on the next generation or as we came out of the recovery. And then we began reducing regulations wherever we could, which not a consumer or a health safety was involved. Whatever we could do to get the business opened faster and streamline our responsibilities. So let me give you the update now. Of the year we are just about to complete here, the 2016 fiscal year, Top line revenue is $28 billion, all the way back and more. The median price of a home that traded hands last month in the state of Florida was $200,000, far up from $121,000. Foreclosures are not $500,000, they're now down below $50,000 total. Foreclosure transactions still taking place in the state of Florida. The GDP rate is running now at about 3.5%. The national GDP rate for the last quarter was about 1.4%, so we're running significantly ahead of the country's GDP rate. The housing inventory is back to 5 months. It had gone all the way to about 20 months worth of inventory during that period of time. Job creation is over 1 million jobs created in the state of Florida. So our unemployment rate is now back below 5%, right there with the national average. So a significant move has taken place over this period of time, but the success story is not the success of Tallahassee. I'd like to emphasize this. All that Tallahassee did, through your representatives who deserve the credit, was think about how we could move the economy forward for the most enduring way possible, and that was, could we, instead of raising taxes to fill the $6 billion hole that was created during the recession, could we reduce our spending $6 billion, let people get their feet on the ground, and let our private sector job creators bring us back? And that's what they have done extraordinarily well. So today, by the measures of the Mercatus Institute at George Mason University, we now have the 5th strongest financial statement in the country for all states. None of our peer groups even rate in the top 15. That would be California, New York, New Jersey, and Illinois, and Texas. So we have a strong financial position. We have job growth second to none in the country. CEO Magazine now ranks Florida as the 2nd best state in the country to start a small business or to relocate a business to. We have the best job creation, we have the fastest GDP growth rate among our peer states, and we have a AAA credit rating after reducing our debt $2 billion. So I come to you with tremendous enthusiasm. I certainly would say to you, after all of you put so much effort into training me as a banker for 20 years prior to me going up to Tallahassee, I hope you would say that your lessons were learned well. We are most excited in the state of Florida. We have the most extraordinary tax rate structure that will attract capital. We have regulatory regulations that attract capital. And of course, we have a great job creating machine here in Florida. And lastly, I want to touch on this because it's often asked, and I'll go back from the same period of time. Over 15 years ago, our K through 12 performance on the national norm test on 4th grade reading ranked 45th in the country. It wasn't about dollars. It was about focusing on outcomes. 45th in the country. So over the next few years, what we did is we set standards for all schools. You read about it certainly in the Palm Beach Post. Graded all schools, merit pay, offered scholarships to low-income housing if they wanted to choose a different school, offered virtual school, offered scholarships for children with learning disabilities to go to a school of their choice. All of this taking place over that same period of time. Today, Florida now ranks in 4th grade reading on the national norm test, not the Florida test, 8th in the country. So we should all be very proud of that. Thank you for letting me join you today.
Those are pretty impressive statistics. Congratulations. It's nice to have the CFO here today, isn't it? It's wonderful. I would like to also take the opportunity, if there are other elected officials or candidates for public office who are here with us today, would you please stand and give us your name and your position? Catherine? All right, well, thank you all. Thank you all. Well, we have somebody else? Yeah, go ahead, please. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. I am Bobby Powell Jr., State Representative for Florida House District 88, and I'm also a candidate for State Senate District 30, which covers the town of Palm Beach. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, Patricia. Priscilla. Well,
County Commissioner, District 7, and I'm running for re-election to District 7.
thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. Three of our chairmen emeriti are here today, Lois Pryor, Harold Scott, and Stan Rumbaugh. Would you wave your hand or stand up if you're present? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And three of our honorary directors are also here, Isabel Ferlin, Richard Harrington, and Richard Raffo. Would you please stand up or wave your hand? Good. Thank you. There are 119 directors of the Palm Beach Civic Association. Will all Civic Association directors who are here this morning please stand? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. We're very grateful for your service. Appreciate it. Linda Olson is sponsoring our annual meeting today at the end of season, this celebration. Linda is a Civic Association director and a member of our executive committee. Her firm, Linda R. Olson Real Estate, is celebrating its 26th year of operation here in Palm Beach, specializing in personalized professional real estate service, selling luxury Palm Beach property. Linda, would you please stand? The Civic Association has three major partners this season: the Everglades Foundation, a highly respected organization dedicated to protecting and restoring the Florida Everglades; the Good Samaritan Medical Center, an award-winning medical complex in West Palm Beach offering high-level care to the Palm Beaches; Scripps Florida Jupiter, a world-renowned biomedical research center known for its life-changing contributions to science and health. If you are representing one of these exceptional organizations, would you please stand so that we can recognize you with a round of applause? Thank you. The beautiful luxury cars you saw outside the museum this morning are provided by Brayman Motors, South Florida's leading luxury automotive retailer. We're grateful to Brayman for bringing and sponsoring this event. If you're representing Brayman today, would you please stand? The minutes of last year's annual meeting are found on the back of your program. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes? Second? All those in favor? Thank you. I'll now call on Ned Barnes for the President's report.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. My report, as you see, is in your program, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Other than that, it's been a really great year at the Palm Beach Civic Association. Let's take a quick look. Mike?
I've been to the bottom, and I've had the blues, and I've learned you can pull yourself up by the straps of your boots. What do you got to lose? Get up, it's a new day. Get up, there's no time to waste. Get up, we find ourselves lost in the sun. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. Who says dreams should come easy? Who says times don't change? But I'm not gonna run out of steam, 'cause a couple of dreams, yeah, a couple of dreams got away. It's never too
Thank you very much, Ned. Ned is, and our staff has done just a spectacular job of managing all the activities and doing it in a very cost-effective way and timely. And I just, you know, we just are so very, very fortunate. Susan Keenan, Karen, Susie, and Michael, thank you very much for all you do for all of us. Appreciate it. Susan, would you please stand up? You just deserve a special round of applause here. Where is you? Where are you? Are you okay? And that's it. He's working hard. The directors of the Palm Beach Civic Association serve for one-year terms that can be renewed annually. They are elected at the annual meeting. The bios of 7 distinguished nominees for 2016 and 17 are in your program. As I introduce them, I'd like them to stand and remain standing. Lisbeth Barron. Peter Broberg. Pepe Fanuel Jr. Rudolph Giuliani, Rudy is not here today, and Paul Tudor Jones, and he's not here, I believe, not here. Pauline Pitt, and Harold B. Smith. Thank you all. We're looking forward to working with you. Please be seated. Thank you. Do I hear a motion to accept these nominees and the list of current directors in your program for election to the Palm Beach Civic Association Board of Directors for 2016 and 17? Second? All in favor? Thank you very much. I now call on the Town Beautification Committee Chair, Isabel Furlan, for the 2016 Town Beautification Award presentation. Isabel?
This is the fun part, short and sweet. The Palm Beach Civic Association is pleased to present the 2016 Town Beautification Award for the renovation of the Palm Beach Town Square and the Addison Meisner Memorial Fountain. The award recognizes Bill Bone, who spearheaded the spectacular effort, Bill Metzger for his hard work, the town of Palm Beach, and the many residents and organizations who supported this special project that will enhance the beauty of our community for decades. On January 31st, 2016, 86 years after its original dedication by Harold Vanderbilt, the Meisner Memorial Fountain was revealed, fully restored and glorious, and the newly created Town Square Park was officially opened for everyone's enjoyment. Bill Bone raised $1.4 million for the project. Bravo, Bill Bone. He and his team of dedicated volunteers created a memorable event to inaugurate the beautiful fountain and the new park. The restoration effort began 5 years earlier during the town's centennial celebration, also led by Bill Bone. Former Mayor Leslie Smith committed an initial $200,000 through the Preservation Foundation to begin the fountain restoration. The Garden Club contributed $100,000, their largest gift ever to a single project. And Mayor Gail Coniglio championed grants of $350,000 from the state of Florida. That's a first. And many others stepped up to make major gifts to this special cause. We are grateful to the design team led by architect Mark Marsh and landscape architect Jorge Sanchez, and Dale Hedrick and Vince Burkhart's construction teams. The painstaking details of the fountain restoration combine human artistry with technological magic. The new park is a unifying oasis in the middle of town with dramatic tababuya trees surrounded by palms and an alley of pleached oaks inviting everyone to come and stay a while. It is with great pleasure that we present the Palm Beach Civic Association 2016 Town Beautification Award to the Palm Beach Town Square and the Addison Meisner Memorial Fountain Project. Bill Bone and Bill Metzger, will you please come forward? Bravo, and thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You were wonderful. Bravo. It's all yours now.
Well, Bill Metzger, Cynthia Friedman, Betsy Matthews, Ambassador Ed Elson, Kevin Johnson, Beth Dowdle, the mayor, town council. Any recognition of this town square project cannot be had without mentioning those names and the names of everybody in this room, and I see you, who are donors to this project. I was born across the water. I live in this community all my life. Like you, I love this place. And like you, I feel that working together works. Let's keep working together to make Palm Beach, or to keep Palm Beach, the most beautiful place on earth. Thank you.
Bill and everyone, that was very nice. You know, Bill, it would look great with steps, don't you think? Yeah. That's next. Now I call on Raymond J. Kunkel Award Chairman Will Matthews and committee members Ann Cursay and Paul Leone for the 2016 Raymond J. Kunkel Award presentations. Will, Ann, and Paul.
Good morning. The Raymond J. Kunkel Award was created in 1976 in memory of the late Civic Association Director Raymond J. Kunkel. It's given each year to individuals and organizations that render heroic or meritorious service to the town of Palm Beach. Will my fellow Raymond J. Kunkel committee members please either stand or just give us a wave? I chair the group. Bob Wright, Kathy Flagg, Ann Cursay, George, or as he's called, Peter Summers, Joan Eigen, Louis Pryor, Dr. Michael Dennis, and Paul Leone. I'd also like to particularly recognize our lifetime honorary chairman, Stanley M. Rumbo Jr. And if I could ask you to have a round of applause for all of my fellow members. For the past 30 years, the Civic Association has presented the Raymond J. Kunkel Award to individuals or organizations that have gone above and beyond the service that's been asked of them. This year, we have two Kunkel Award recipients, both who have impacted the town in significant ways, one through her work with our children, and the other by his contribution to the history and the legacy of our community. Both are retiring this year after outstanding careers, stellar careers in Palm Beach. I would also add on a personal note that I've known them for years, both of them for years, and they're individuals of the absolute highest integrity. They also are of those type of personalities that when they hear 100% or excellence simply inspires them to do more and better. I'd like to, at this point, ask my fellow committee members, Ann Cursay and Paul Leone, to please come forward and present the awards.
Good morning and welcome. I have the privilege to speak about John Blades, who has been the man behind every inch of renovation and improvement at the Henry Morrison Flagler Museum since he became the executive director in 1995. To quote the Shiny Sheet's remarks, may I read, "His leadership transformed the Flagler Museum, bringing it light years from what it was 20 years ago. He awakened a sleepy museum and cast it into the local, state, and national limelight. His more than 2 decades of service brought greater attention to our national landmarks, to the father of Palm Beach, and our cultural history. Today, we say that John Blades' thoughtful, detailed, and visionary improvements over the last 21 years have run the gambit from launching a museum website and installing air conditioning to building the Keenan Pavilion that houses Flagler's railroad car, to restoring the courtyard, opening a cafe, and the list goes on and on. In fact, over the course of his tenure, more than $22 million has been spent to improve the Flagler Museum, plus the wide variety of programs, music, lectures, series, events, and exhibits. Thanks to the talent of John Blades, the Henry Morrison Flagler Museum has been transformed into a spectacular, gilded, age, historic house museum for all of us here today and for guests all around the world. Today, the Palm Beach Civic Association would like to thank retiring Flagler Museum Executive Director John Blades. And John, as a sign of our gratitude, we present you with our Raymond J. Kunkel Award for meritorious service to the town of Palm Beach, along with a check for $2,000. Will you kindly come forward and with our appreciation.
Good morning. It's terrific to look out over such a large audience and see so many people I've come to know over the years, so many people who supported this museum and made all that's possible here, all that's happened here possible. I want to thank the Civic Association and the committee that made this selection and congratulate my fellow Kunkel Award winner. I'm mindful that over the last 40 years, many of the winners have been heroes, true heroes, who, through their individual merit, received this award. And I want to make sure that you all understand that I'm not accepting this award based on my individual merit, that hundreds and hundreds, thousands in fact, thousands of people over the last 21 years have helped to make this museum what it has become. The hundreds of employees that have come and gone over the years who've struggled to make the changes here, the thousands of people who support the museum, like all of you here in the audience, a community that's very supportive, and most importantly of all, I think, a board of trustees who was willing to make change, wanted to make change, and supported change all along the way, and couldn't have asked for a better board of trustees, honestly. So thank you for this great honor. I appreciate it very much. I accept it on behalf of all of you.
John, if you need help spending that money, we're running a special at the Breakers this weekend. Dr. Rebecca Vanderbogert has been the head of school of the Palm Beach Day Academy for the past 8 years. I'm sure it feels like more like 18, Becky, knowing you. She will retire from that position in June and will leave Palm Beach Day Academy and our community at large a much better place. Becky is better known as Dr. Van and has been described as an educator's educator, humble and experienced with a passion, true passion and love for education. She is loved, admired, and respected by Day Academy students, parents, and teachers alike. highly educated with degrees from Syracuse University and Harvard, and coming from one of the most highly regarded public school systems in the country, from Winnetka, Illinois, we were blessed to lure Becky to Palm Beach in 2007, where she stepped into her new role just after the merger of the Palm Beach Day Academy and the Academy of the Palm Beaches. I was involved on the search committee that helped identify and bring Becky here. I've worked with her intimately as the chairman of the board of the school for several years and as a continuing member of the board and on the head support and evaluation committee. So I'm not just reading some prepared comments. I can tell you Becky is one of the finest human beings I've ever worked with. She is a prodigious worker who will not be deterred when it comes to solving a problem, and especially when it involves children. Can you imagine the challenge of guiding two schools through a merger and serving a parent body of highly successful Type A people? It's an almost impossible challenge. I witnessed it, and Becky succeeded. During her tenure, she had many other notable accomplishments, including achieving international recognition for teaching critical and creative thinking skills, collaborating with Florida Atlantic University in the creation of an on-site master's program for our teachers, facilitating a strategic planning effort to articulate a common school-wide mission, goals, and a master plan, and playing a key role in raising more than $15 million for the renovation of the upper campus, the construction of a new performing arts center, and designing plans for an early childhood campus, which we expect to see come to fruition in the coming year or so. And in addition to that, following the most recent evaluation by the Florida Council of Independent Schools, a stellar report was issued saying Palm Beach PBDA's leadership should be commended for their long-term commitment and dedication to the school, the staff, and the programs that have been created, and for developing a consistently positive school culture. The members of the school community across all levels exhibit remarkable respect and kindness, underlined and in bold caps, towards each other in a wonderful expression of the school's core values. And that really starts with Becky. The list of accolades from those who've worked with Becky begins and ends with a recognition of how much she sincerely cares about her students and her team and her community. So Becky, today the Palm Beach Civic Association would like to thank you for all your work as the head of school of the Palm Beach Day Academy. And as a sign of our gratitude, we present you with our Raymond J. Kunkel Award for meritorious service to the town of Palm Beach, along with a check for $2,000. Will you please come forward?
Thank you. What Paul didn't tell you was he flew up to convince me to come to Palm Beach, and indeed, I'm very grateful. And John and I did not compare speeches, but I have to say I stand here with tremendous gratitude towards the town of Palm Beach and humility. I have to say that not one single thing has been accomplished at Palm Beach Day Academy that I can say I did it myself. To quote Sir Isaac Newton, and I love this quote, "I am indeed but a dwarf standing on the shoulder of giants." Giants such as Michael Ainsley, Lourdes Van Hool, Paul Leone, Will Matthews, Ann Metzger, all the members of my administrative team, who bless them are here today, all the members of my former and current Board of Trustees, and most importantly, the teachers who give themselves totally, wholeheartedly to every one of the students and children of Palm Beach every day. I have accomplished nothing without all of them. Will Matthews often reminds us, You can't have a great town without a great school. I totally agree with him, and together, we have come to be known as one of the premier pre-K through 9th grade schools in the nation, with many, many visitors coming to see what we're doing here. I'm proud of what we've done, putting it on the map nationally, and having a stellar faculty who are true lifelong learners, and I'm proud to say have more graduate degrees than any other school in the country. Now, I'd like to turn Will's comment upside down a little bit. I don't think you can have a school without a great town. When I began 9 years ago here, everybody was telling me about the resources in Palm Beach. And I think they were referring to the money. I'm going to get very emotional. But the resources in Palm Beach, it's not about money, it's the people who are here. The intelligence, the talent, and above all, their willingness to share their talents. No other community has the adult role models that we have for our young people. One of our goals in our school is to instill in our students that they are blessed, they're really being challenged academically, but it's only as good as their ability to give back to their communities and to the world to make a better place. Our students have learned to serve the town at a very early age, but it's been because of all the adult role models here in this town, many of you sitting here, and many very closely involved with the school. It's because of our partnership with the Flagler Rotary Club Service Above Self. It's because we had our Get Out to the Vote with Civic Association. It's by understanding the democratic way that our mayor and town council work, and they've been at meetings, and by giving of themselves to family services, Quantum House, Autism Speaks, the Coleman Walk, many beach cleanups when needed, and much, much more. My hope is over the next few weeks before I leave, I can thank everyone who should be standing here with me. I should not be alone as I receive this. And to the town of Palm Beach for recognizing the importance of serving and giving back, I express a heartfelt thank you.
Well, thank you all. Those were wonderful awards and wonderful awardees and lovely remarks. Our keynote speaker today needs no introduction. This is the 6th State of Palm Beach address for our much loved and highly respected Mayor, Gail Caniglio. We're very fortunate to have Gail as our leader. She's a strong advocate for Palm Beach and the community and beyond the town's borders. She works to build productive relationships with elected officials, staff, and other representatives in the county, state, and the federal government. Gail served as Town Council President Pro Tem from 2008 to 2011, as a council member in 2007 and 2008. She's lived in Palm Beach with her husband Frank and their family for more than 25 years. We look forward to hearing about the state of the town from our mayor today. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Gail Caniglio.
Good morning. Okay, Mike, little lower. I know that these lights are created for Mike for people that are about 6 inches taller than me, and if I need to see you or these notes, I need your help. Okay. Good morning. Another picture-perfect Palm Beach day, heralding the achievements of the Civic Association. Thank you, Bob and Ned, for sharing your collective experience and expertise to improve and secure the best of Palm Beach. And on behalf of the entire community, it is my pleasure to add our collective thanks for the service above self exemplified by today's Kunkel honorees, John Blades and Becky Vanderboger. Thank you, John, for your leadership returning this magnificent historical treasure of town founder Henry Flagler to its former glory. I am confident that your commitment to preservation and program enhancements will be carried forward by program incoming director Aaron Manning, capably filling your big shoes. My fond farewell to Becky. You have tapped into the very heart of our community, nurturing and educating Palm Beach's most valuable and beloved asset, our children. As you pass the baton to Dr. Edwin Gordon, it is with confidence that your legacy will continue, a foundation providing excellence in education and student civic involvement. And there is not enough time to extol the unbounding energies of Bill Bone and Bill Metzger, never wavering from your dedication to Palm Beach. Your names are now synonymous with beautification and showcase celebrations. Thank you. And how could we be so lucky to welcome elected officials today from surrounding cities, Palm Beach County, and state and federal legislature? You are our partners, protecting and advocating for Palm Beach. We appreciate you. Thank you. We are living in Palm Beach at a proud time in her history. Great progress has been made during the past year in every corner of our town, sharing the ultimate goal to improve, protect, and preserve our island paradise for the future. These efforts would not have been possible without the collaborative work of our elected officials, President Pucillo, President Pro Tem Clyde, and Councilwomen Moore, Lindsay, and Zeidman, appointed commissions and board members, our staff, and of course, you, the community. Together, providing ideas, giving time and support, many with generous contributions. We have all given up something to ensure that we can sustain the unmatched charm and beauty of Palm Beach. Yes, there is still a lot of work on the horizon, but what has made all of these efforts possible is patience. Whether you reside at the north or south end, oceanfront or lagoon, or in the center of town, there is work being done. No one has been excluded from the pain and the gain. Together, we have all been affected by traffic impacts, detours, noise, and endless construction projects that include beaches, sanitation and gas utility lines. I'm here. Road repaving, and record-breaking private home demolition and reconstruction. Enough already. But patience must continue to prevail, as we all understand that first and foremost, the result of our shared involvement is to be good stewards of our history and maintain the unique character of Palm Beach strong into the future. In the past year, the town has placed more than 2 million cubic yards of sand on our beaches. As part of the regular inlet maintenance dredging by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, our renewed partnership resulted in 180,000 cubic yards placed directly on the dry beach on the northernmost section of town at no cost to the residents, a savings of $7 million. Beach renourishment has been successfully completed in Midtown and all the town beaches south of Sloan's Curve, including dune restoration at the southernmost section of Reach 8. Sand quality is always a concern, and these projects included some of the most coarsest material ever placed. Later this spring, we will plant vegetation on the dunes to maximize the lifespan of the dune system. Let me take a moment to offer a huge thank you to all of the oceanfront residents that bore the brunt of these projects. The havoc created by 24-hour noise, high beam lights, dragging of pipes, and ear-splitting drum of heavy equipment turns your lives upside down. but immeasurably improves coastal protection for all, with no hurricanes this summer. Capital improvements will continue to haunt us this summer, but there is a glimmer of light that the completion of the $85 million accelerated improvement program to replace aging infrastructure can be seen. Hope and patience. The lake trail from the Four Arts to the very north end will be rebuilt, including a paved extension through Bradley Park along the seawall. It ties into a new path under the bridge, connecting with the south side of the bridge. Thank you, Florida Department of Transportation, for facilitating this fabulous improvement for both pedestrian and cyclist safety and enjoyment. FDOT continues to work on the Flagler Memorial Bridge, and I confirm that it will be done. When? Sometime next year. And yes, they are about to start work on the Southern Boulevard Bridge. However, good news. A temporary bridge will be built first so that there will be no reduction in travel lanes or movement of traffic. That's good news. But let us address the latest debate, undergrounding. A project fraught with heightened emotions and strong convictions, but exemplifies the very essence of reinvestment in Palm Beach for the next generation. I respect each and every opinion, but I hope that the healing can begin. Accepting that the bond referendum passed by a razor-thin margin means that we must work harder to join forces for an efficient and speedy burial of overhead utilities with an unsparing eye on construction plans and those associated costs. Communication will be paramount in preparation of construction schedules that reduce any negative community impact. The bonds for the first phase of the project are expected to be issued in early 2017, with commencement of construction in May of that year. I welcome your feedback and continued participation to gently move forward, to improve utility reliability, safety, and beautification. Ensuring public safety is the overriding resident demand. Our police department prides itself on a 58% clearance rate, or crimes solved, in comparison to the national average of 18%. Our fire department continues to conduct realistic live fire training and prepares for actual medical emergencies using a computer-controlled mannequin for expert medical response. Retaining the best and the brightest in our police and fire departments has become increasingly difficult due to steep budget cuts during the economic downturn. Comparisons with Palm Beach County municipalities confirms that the town's retirement and pension plan is problematic. The Tax and Finance Committee and the Retirement Board are deeply engaged in reviewing the costs associated with any changes to the pension plan that balance improved employee benefits with taxpayer contributions. Trust and patience are essential. Since saving money and spending money is personal to each and every one of us, scrutiny of every tax dollar is expected. That includes the Palm Beach County budget. Statistically acknowledging that the town of Palm Beach is less than 1% of the total county population, our residents contribute $68.8 million, or almost 6% of the county's total budget. A partnership between Palm Beach County and the school board is being considered for a 1-cent sales tax increase that would sunset in 10 years. Originally, investing in Palm Beach County infrastructure was the priority for the county's share of the proposed increase. Roads, bridges, canals, and sewer systems were identified as the needs that benefited all Palm Beach County residents. followed by addressing neglected and unsafe recreational needs. What happened? I simply pose this question: does each proposed project fulfill the criteria as infrastructure, or on further review, is it a capital improvement that is the responsibility of good government to be included in the existing county budget and paid for by our current tax dollars? A price tag of $34 million for a detention center, $21 million for animal care, $25 million for housing, $27 million for economic development. What do you think? 48% of our 1-cent sales tax would be allocated to the school board, fulfilling requests for straightforward infrastructure projects: roofs, antiquated air conditioners, building repairs, transportation, and technological improvements. The 38 cities would share 18.5% of the new sales tax revenue, with only $450,000 a year allocated back to the town of Palm Beach based on our low census population. The Cultural Council will receive 4.5% of the booty for expansion of cultural institutions, begging the question: should public taxpayer dollars be spent on building expansion and construction for private institutions? The will of the voters will decide the fate of a 7-cent sales tax as a ballot question in November 2016. Be informed and stay engaged. West Palm Beach is on an unprecedented, explosive path of growth. Housing and commercial development will undoubtedly impact future traffic and parking, water needs, our waterways, waste management, and public safety. A review of the town's comprehensive plan must include measures that protect the town's quality of life now and going forward. But for now, let's celebrate our accomplishments. The first 2 phases of the Town Square project, including the Meisner Fountain restoration and the new Town Square Park, are complete. A collaboration achieved with state grants and an outpouring of community pride and support, sharing a true public-private fellowship. This summer, finishing touches will be added. Tabby sidewalks and landscaping will cap the historic district improvements. The town and the Mandel Foundation have partnered to undertake a needs assessment to establish priorities for the future creation of a Seaview Park Recreation Master Plan. This will enable the development of a renovated or expanded recreation center as envisioned by the residents. With the completion of the Flagler Memorial Bridge, imagine a gateway that welcomes and exceeds Palm Beach expectations. The Preservation Foundation will lead the charge to transform Bradley Park into an architectural and garden utopia on the waterfront. Simply visualize the results of their decades of experience in historic preservation, coupled with the beautification efforts of the Garden Club, and voila, a grand park that polishes yet another jewel in the Palm Beach crown. Palm Beach has always been rich in history, and now is our time to add to its splendor. As we continue to share the benefits of this beautiful island town, let us enjoy each other's company and keep our collective patience, hope, and enthusiasm. We are one town, and we are all in this together. Each day, let us all repeat and reaffirm, today is just another beautiful day in paradise. Thank you.
Gail, you're not getting away so easily. Could you please come up and accept this gift? Thank you for all the time and attention and preparation.
Please.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you, Mayor Coniglio. This concludes our business today. Please join us as we celebrate the season with a party in the Grand Hall. A brief meeting of the Civic Association Board of Directors will be held in the lecture hall right now, and then the directors will be able to join the party. Thank you for coming. The meeting is adjourned.